Hello friends, greetings of the day. Once again, welcome to the online session of Business Economics. We are learning chapter number 3, Theory of Production and Cost, and in this chapter number 3, we are learning unit number 2, that is Theory of Cost. In the Theory of Cost, in the previous sessions, we have completed the meaning of cost analysis, then various classifications of cost, various curves related to the total costs and average costs. Now here we have reached on the last part of this particular unit. In this unit we will learn the behavior of long run average cost curve. Now what do we mean by long run average cost curve? Before we start understanding long run average cost curve, we need to remember a few points related to this long run average cost curve and short run average cost curve. I am speaking these points, do note down all these points and remember them. First, in front of you, these are given short run average cost curve. These all are considered as short run average cost curve. Friends, you know that short run average cost curve is U-shaped curve. So first of all, remember that the shape of average cost curve is U-shaped curve. This is known as a plant curve. So this is plant 1, this is plant 2, this is plant 3. We have given 3 different plants. SAC1 is plant 1, SAC2, that is short run average cost curve 2, is a plant 2, this is short run average cost curve 3 is plant 3. So 3 plants are given. These all plants are in the utilization, and from that we have to find out that which particular plant will be efficient for manufacturing the product. Let us see how it happens. First of all, let us assume that you have to manufacture the quantity OA level. In order to produce OA level, you have two options. You have plant 1 also, you have plant 2 also. We can compare. If we produce on plant 1, that is SAC1, our cost will be LA. This will be our cost. Up to this LA is our cost. But if we produce on plant 2, this is plant 2, then our cost will be HA. This will be HA cost. Now if we produce on plant 2, the cost is higher by HL. This will be the more cost for producing OA level of quantity. So our conclusion will be, in order to produce OA level of output, you should select plant 1 rather than plant 2, because by selecting plant 2 you incur more cost by HL. So plant 1 will be ideal for utilizing OA level of capacity. Now again, you want to produce OC level of output. Up to OC level of output, what will be the cost? Let us find out again. Again you have two options. Plant 1 is here and this is plant 2. If you produce on plant 1, the cost will be JC. This is JC cost if we produce on plant 1. But if we produce on plant 2, the cost will be KC. Cost will be K to C. We can compare this. If we produce on plant 1, cost will be higher by JK. This amount of cost will be higher. JK will be the higher cost. So we should produce on plant 2 rather than on plant 1, because plant 1 incurs higher cost up to JK. So if we produce OC level of output, plant 2 will be better, but if we produce OA level of output, plant 1 will be better. So these are different plants, and according to our requirement, we will select the ideal plant, the plant where cost is minimum, that will be considered as an ideal plant. So these are short run average cost curve. Do remember that short run average cost curves are known as plant curves. Now from these short run costs, we have prepared this long run average cost curve. Friends, you know that long run is the total of short run, because long run becomes with the addition of short run. If you say that 1 year is long run, that is again the total of 12 short runs. If you say that 1 month is long run, it is the total of 4 short runs. If you say that 1 week is long run, it is again the total of 7 short runs. So the conclusion is long run cost is the total of short run cost curves. So all the short run cost curves are presented here, and through this we have prepared this long run average cost curve. So long run average cost curve, again you have to remember some points about long run average cost curve. First of all, remember the shape of long run average cost. Long run average cost curve is U-shaped curve. Long run average cost curve is U-shaped curve. But if they ask, broadly speaking, what is the shape of long run average cost? Broadly speaking, what is the shape of long run cost curve? Broadly speaking, it is boat shaped. Here it is boat shaped, or it is saucer shaped. Once again, broadly speaking, it is boat shaped or saucer shaped. Normally it is U shaped, but broadly speaking it is boat shaped or saucer shaped curve. Is it clear to you? Second thing, they can ask you the name of long run average cost curve. Long run average cost curve is named as planning curve. This was plant curve, this is planning curve. Again, long run average cost curve is known as planning curve. Another name of long run average cost curve is envelope curve. This is envelope curve. Why it is envelope? Because it envelopes the short run cost curves. It envelopes what? It envelopes short run cost curves. Means all the short run cost curves are enveloped by long run cost curve. That is why it is known as envelope curve. So these are the basic points that you need to remember. First, I said the shape, that is normally it is U-shaped. Broadly speaking, it is boat shaped or saucer shaped. Its name is planning curve and envelope curve. Now we have to find out the ideal point. What will be the ideal point here? The ideal point is where the long run average cost curve is minimum. Here point P, long run average cost curve is minimum, and at that point short run average cost curve is also minimum. So the minimum point of short run average cost is a tangent to the minimum point of long run average cost curve. This is considered as ideal plant, and up to OQ level of quantity we have produced the full capacity utilization. Average cost is minimum here and short run average cost is also minimum here. So this point is known as point of full capacity utilization or efficient scale of output or optimum point. So optimum point is point P, where long run minimum and short run minimum are tangent. So this is what you need to remember. And ideal plant, this plant 4 is ideal plant because the minimum point of plant 4 is tangent to the minimum point of long run average cost curve. and OQ, level of quantity, is the full capacity utilization, because here long run average cost curve is minimum and short run average cost curve is also minimum. So this is known as full capacity utilization. L-shaped cost curve. Friends, modern firms have L-shaped cost curve. Generally, it happens that when a firm brings new factors of production in the long run, its cost will start increasing after a certain point. You know that the long run average cost curve is U-shaped, but for the modern firm it becomes L-shaped. What happens? Let us see. Generally, here the cost, long run average cost, starts decreasing and it reaches to the minimum. When it reaches to the minimum, this point is known as full capacity utilization. As you know, we have just discussed here, when long run average cost starts decreasing first and reaches to the minimum. When it reaches to the minimum, this is point of full capacity utilization. It means that when you give OA level of output, you have utilized your fixed factors fully. When fixed factors are fully utilized, we need to bring new factors of production, because in the long run we can also change fixed factors. If firm brings the new factor of production but with the same technology, the technology that we are using until now, the same technology is utilized here, and we bring the new factor of production, the cost will start increasing like this. The cost will start increasing here and the curve will become U-shaped like this. So long run average cost curve normally becomes U-shaped, but modern firms do not bring the new factors with the same technology. They bring new factors of production for better technology or with the advanced level of technology, and because of the advanced level of technology, the production becomes more efficient and cost, rather than increasing like this, the cost remains flat like this. Because of efficient technology or because of better technology, because of modern technology factors, the cost remains flatter rather than increasing like this. So for the modern firms, curve does not become U-shaped but it becomes L-shaped cost curve. Then two different points, economies and diseconomies. Friends, here also you need to remember some important points. First of all, I am speaking those important points. Do remember them and you need to note them down. First one, economies. Economies means what? Economies means advantage. Once again, economies means advantage and diseconomies means disadvantage. Once again, economies means advantage, diseconomies means disadvantage. What kind of advantage we are talking about? We are talking about economies, that is advantage, when as a result of larger production, when as a result of increase in production, per unit cost, once again I am repeating, per unit cost or average cost decreases. When average cost decreases, it is the advantage for the firm, that is known as economies. Once again, when as a result of increase in the production, the per unit cost or average cost decreases. When per unit cost or average cost decreases, this is known as advantage, that is economies. And after a certain level of production, the per unit cost or average cost starts increasing. When average cost starts increasing, it is known as diseconomies, that is disadvantage. So when per unit cost decreases, it is economies. When per unit cost or average cost increases, that is diseconomies. One more point that you need to remember is economies and diseconomies are related to long run only. Once again, economies and diseconomies are related to long run only. They have nothing to do with short run. Once again, diseconomies and economies are related to long run only. Now there are, when as a result of increase in the firm's activity, the industry increases, then the firm gets benefit or advantages out of it. It is known as economies. When the firm gets advantages, it is economies. Now there are two types of economies and diseconomies: internal economies and diseconomies, external economies and diseconomies. Before we explain the types of internal and external, one more point that you need to remember is internal economies and diseconomies are related with the size of the firm. Once again, internal economies and diseconomies are related with the size of the firm, whereas external economies and diseconomies are related with the location of the firm. This is related with the size, this is external, related with the location. So what are the internal economies and diseconomies? The first one is technical. As you know that this is related with the size. Small size firms are not efficient in technical matters, so they cannot get technical advantages. So technical diseconomy is for them. But the large size firms are better in the technical facilities. They can better utilize the technical facilities. So technical facilities are economies for them. Next is managerial economies and diseconomies. Small size firms, they do not have efficient managers, they do not have skillful managers, so it will become diseconomy for them. But the large size firm, they can hire expert managers, and as a result of these expert managers, they can manage their functions better, so they will get economies here. Commercial economies and diseconomies. Small size firms, they do not have much experience in the commercial activities such as accounting and advertising. These kind of activities will not be performed efficiently by the small firms, so commercial diseconomies will be there. But for the large size firms, commercial economies will be there, because large size firms can do better advertising, can manage their accounting efficiently, so that is economies for them. Financial economies and diseconomies. Now small size firms will not be able to get much finance because of they do not have too much property, they do not have large amount of assets, they do not have much reputation in the market. So getting finance for small size firm will be very much risky, or it will be very much complex process. So they do not get much finance, so it will be diseconomy for them. But for the large size firms, getting finance from the market will be very much easy, because they have large amount of asset, they have good reputation in the market also, and as a result the financial economies will be there for large size firms. And then comes risk bearing. Now small firms, they do not have much risk bearing capacity, because they are having low finance, they are having less capital, and as a result of that their risk bearing capacity is low. So risk bearing is diseconomy for small size firms, but for the large size firms it is economies. So all of them is, these all are diseconomies for small size firms and economies for large size firms, because large size firms can perform these tasks better. So conclusion is, internal economies and diseconomies, these all are diseconomies for small size firms and economies for large size firms. Then comes external economies and diseconomies. You remember that external economies and diseconomies are related with the location of the firm. It means that if the firm has selected better location, these advantages will be available to it. If the firm's location is not properly selected, these advantages will not be available. so rather it will create a disadvantage for the firm. So these external economies and diseconomies are related with the location. First one is cheaper raw material and capital equipment. Say for example, the firm has selected a location or a plant is established near to the market where raw material is manufactured, or capital equipments, that is machinery is easily available. So if these things are available in the nearby market, it will be very much efficient for the firm to bring them, and the transportation cost will be very much less because these things are readily available to the nearby market. So transportation cost can be saved and it will create advantage for the firm. Second is technological. If technological advancement has taken place at that particular location, the firm will get the advantage of technology, and as a result it will create economies. But the location where technological advancement has not taken place, any backward area is selected where technology is not available, in that case it will become diseconomy for the firm. Then development of skilled labor. The place where you have located your industry, and in the nearby place you get the skilled laborers, very skillful or scholar people are residing nearby. The skillful labor will be easily available, and as a result of skillful labor available, your cost will be reduced. But if the skillful laborers are not available to your location, in that case you need to bring skilled laborers from outside, and if you bring skillful laborers from outside, your cost will increase because you need to give several facilities to them, facilities related to canteen, facility related to housing, all these facilities will be given to them, and as a result your cost will increase. So if skilled laborers are not available, the cost will be higher and it will create diseconomies. But if skilled laborers are available there, it will create economies. Then comes growth of ancillary industries. Ancillary means helping industries, the firms that are helpful for you, the production that you are making, and all those firms that can help in your production, they are known as ancillary industries or helping industries. So for example, you are manufacturing car, and nearby your location there are so many firms that manufacture the spare parts of car engine, so these spare parts will be easily available for your firm, and as a result the transportation cost will be reduced. It is going to give you advantage. This is the economies. But if such ancillary industries are not developed there, you will require to bring the spare parts and all these things from very distant place. This will create transportation cost, and as a result it will give you diseconomies. Then comes better transportation and marketing facilities. If at your location better transportation facilities are available, marketing is at a very near place, so you can sell out your product very much easily. Transportation is very much easily available, so the cost will be reduced, and as a result it will give you economy. Then comes economies of information. If near to your location information is easily available, and on the basis of this information you can take the decisions faster, that is also going to give you the advantage. But if information is not available, and as a result decision making becomes very much difficult, so that will give you diseconomies. So we can conclude here that if at your location all these factors are available, they will give you economies. But if all these factors are not available, they will give you diseconomies. So these are economies and diseconomies. Thank you for now. Goodbye.